All right. Back in the saddle. Dutch and Andrew. Andrew and Dutch. Quack just tweeted us. I'm so excited. Quack is listening to us live, man. That's a rare treat for me. I love you, Quack. I love you, buddy.
You know, I always appreciate the fact that he genuinely, makes an effort to check out what we're saying each week. So I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate him because I know he's a really busy guy. We're in the midst of football season. Yeah. And he doesn't just do football. You know, Quack does soccer. Quack does, it's not baseball season now, but he does baseball. He does pretty much whatever the broadcast opportunities are presented to him because he loves what he does. So I appreciate him, making time to listen to us.
Me too, man. He's my favorite, man. I love him. And you guys know I'm on his show like every Wednesday, Out of Bounds. It's with Quack and Kelly. He used to be Dutch used to be his partner before I stole him. Anyway, all right. Love you, Quack. We got to get back on this My Land mission statement train. Okay, so they've totally set themselves up for failure. They are completely non-congruent. All right, so now here's this other company, okay? There's a company, and this is like just 2 paragraphs in this Wall Street Journal article. Regeneron was the only drug maker other than Mylan with more than one executive in the top 20, and it paid its top 5 executives a total of $518 million during the same 5-year period. So almost $220 million more than Mylan, and they are actually close. They're a little bit bigger, and they have more executives in the top 20. So they're the number 1 paid company. A Regeneron spokeswoman said the company has developed new medicines for a range of serious diseases and its stock prices increased significantly. Management compensation reflects this performance. Boom. That's all that's said about this company. So, You know what I did? What'd I do?
You checked their mission statement.
Yeah, I got to check these guys' mission statement. You ready for their mission statement?
Yeah, man.
I know, right? Regeneron is a biopharmaceutical company that discovers, invents, develops, manufactures, and commercializes medicines. Drop the mic.
I mean, it is what it is. We make medicine.
And we manufacture it, we invent it, we discover it, we develop it, we manufacture it, then we commercialize it.
Have they created the impossible vision to live up to?
No, in fact, they're living up to this vision, and they're congruent. They are who they said they are. And you know what? They're solving huge problems, inventing new medicines for different diseases, and they're helping people, and they are getting paid for it, which I don't mind because you know what, Dutch? That's our business model. We help people, but we also need to get paid for it.
They never said we rescue kittens from trees.
For free.
They never said that we swim across vast oceans manually without any motorized vehicles.
Any river round the clock.
Little babies. Yeah, I mean, they never said any of that stuff. They basically said, this is what we do. Yeah, we're here to make money, and you know it. But we're going to do what we said we're going to do. That's it.
Solve your huge problems. By the way, we're also here to make a profit. We're commercializing this stuff. We're not, again, working round the clock, crossing rivers, sparing no effort, meeting somebody's needs, higher quality, blah, 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 blah. These guys, no one even cares that they're making more money and they're about the same size. They're a little bit bigger because they are who they said they were. They're not hiding anything.
Nope. And when you say, people need to get this, when you say who you are, what you are, and you live up to that, people are going to respect that 10 times more than when you say something and you don't even attempt. There's no way that Miley can even attempt to live up to those things that they say.
It's just a bunch of drivel, dude.
And it's so sad that even in a capitalistic society, you can get away with that. And I question whether they're getting away with it because people are snooping around. When you begin to misrepresent yourself and people begin to find out, there's going to be a point where it's going to be time to pay the piper. And this is Mylan's time to pay the piper. I can't wait to see how this story ends. As you already alluded to, they already have reduced the EpiPen by 75% in some cases. They've created programs where people go. So when you do that, now you're starting to, show some signs of caring, but it was for all the wrong reasons. It was because you were caught on the cuff, and now you look twice as worse.
Here's the quote from the company, right? Here's how the article ends. Miss Bresch, the company's CEO, has defended the price increases, saying Mylan is a for-profit enterprise and blaming high patient costs in part on insurers and drug benefit managers. So it's everybody's fault but ours. Mylan has tried to tamp down the controversy by increasing copay assistance for some customers, introducing an identical generic form of the EpiPen, but it's still priced at $300.
Something that they would have initially done if they were even close to that mission and vision and statement, all those integrity statements they made. This would not have been an issue. They would have been going on this path from the start. They would have had programs in place. They would have done all their homework trying to find out what the needs of the people were, swimming across rivers and oceans, climbing mountains, going through, dark valleys and caves. They would have already been doing the things that they stated instead of now having to respond to the cause.
And not just respond. Here's the two words that jump out at me, Dutch, that just it's like a pebble in my shoe. The CEO, Miss Bresch, defended her response is defending and blaming. There's no taking responsibility. There's no course correction. There's no, we're not being congruent with our mission statement. What we do is we defend our actions and also, oh, by the way, deflect and blame other people for why we did why we're not acting in the way we said who we are. The reason we're not being who we are is other people's fault. It's not our fault.
And I will always defend the rich's right to become rich.
Absolutely.
I tell people all the time, look, man, go solve some problems. Everything you ever want will be in your lap.
Absolutely. The bigger problem you solve, I'm with you.
That includes money. That includes financial gains. That includes relationships. That includes health. When you solve problems, man, you have access to all of your wishes and wants, right?
Yep.
And that does not exclude money.
No. And in fact, so you can't. And here's my question. So when we're on this money thing, right? Because people obviously have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. Dutch, can you give anybody anything that you don't have?
Absolutely not.
If I didn't have $100, I couldn't give it to you. So in order for me to go be a blessing to other people, I have to make money. And who else is going to go out there and do it? So, so I'm going to go out there and make as much as I can because of who I am. I know that money will get put in places where it will bless other people because of who I am.
Go to GetWarriorTough.com and then see that even Andrew and Dutch, we have a pay scale, that we have a pay schedule that people need to adhere to when they get our services. So we are not anti-making money.
No.
But when you, again, in this country, it's been established. When you say things, when you misrepresent yourself, people are going to call you on it. We love doing that to one another. And then when you add the money onto it, and then when you add the welfare of people, of human beings, and the health of people being, oh my goodness, we're going to get on you even more because you're basically saying, I'm saving old ladies. I'm helping old ladies walk across the street. And then we get the video where you're shoving them in the street.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all over you.
Right. Because you're running a scam on us. Okay. And again, it's not that, and it's not just this company. There is a pandemic of companies that have these bogus, fluffy BS mission and value statements. And they are the furthest thing from what they put out there on their literature, on their prospectus, and on their website.
And we need to hold people to this. When I spend my money with organizations, I want to know that they are who they say they are because I'm looking at that. And when I'm making my choice, that has something to do with it. So when I'm looking at an organization, and if I'm going to a restaurant and they say, we have all fresh ingredients, all fresh vegetables, we're catching this fish the day of and we're serving it to you. That's part of the reason I'm choosing you. So when I find out that you're not doing any of those things, I'm upset. Now, that doesn't mean,
excuse me. I'm sorry.
Now, that doesn't mean I won't eat at a place that's not fresh, but I'm also not going to be mad at a place that's not fresh
and saying
because
that
they never told me that they were fresh.
Right. Like what was the whole Chipotle thing? Chipotle, their whole shtick, their whole identity is with the local fresh, blah, blah, blah. And we got people getting sick with, because they're not keeping up with who they say they are. And it almost destroyed that business. I'm not sure they're still even going to, make it back because they had to change everything then. Because their identity was that they just weren't who they were saying they were.
And nobody's mad at McDonald's or any of the other places because they never said they gave you fresh hamburgers with 100% beef. We just chopped it off the cow earlier today. No one ever said that at McDonald's, so no one's calling McDonald's on that. But when you tell me as a consumer that you do things a certain way, that you have things for me, that you're selling in a certain way, I'm going to expect that. And you got to live up to it. So again, these organizations across the nation that have these vast and wonderfully, beautifully written vision statements, mission statements, integrity statements, whatever you want to call it. When people find out that you're not who you say you are, you're going to pay.
Yeah, I love this Regeneron statement, man. It's so. First off, and get Warrior Tough. What do we do when we teach people an identity statement and a company? We don't even do a mission statement. We call it an identity statement because I want to know who you are as an organization. It's very, very short. It's very pithy, not this long 5-paragraph. It's just like Regeneron's. Hey, biopharmaceutical company that we discover, invent, develop, manufacture, commercialize medicines. Boom, done. We're out.
And we ain't about setting anybody up for failure. That's the thing.
Right.
We're going to say, I'm perfect. I always do things right. We're not going to let that be your identity statement. We don't want you to set yourself up for failure. We want you to have something to aspire to, something you can target,
right? Something
that is very capable of, but we want you to challenge yourself as well. Not, I never told a lie in my life and I never will.
Right. That's why I'm not a perfectionist. I used to be, and how often did I hit perfect, Dutch? I did not, right? So now I'm a man of excellence. I'm not a perfectionist anymore. A man of perfection. No, that didn't work out for me too good. So I had to make it a man of excellence, something that I could, as long as I'm giving 100% effort, I can go to sleep at night, lay my head down, and look in the mirror and go, you know what, Andrew? We can make course corrections. We can work on stuff. We'll always try to make it better, but I know I gave my best effort.
Absolutely. And I'm a man of God who loves people. So the first part, I'm a man of God. That's already built in that I'm not perfect.
Right.
God, anyone who's familiar with my God knows that I was told ahead of time that, we're all going to fall short. We're all going to fall short of the glory, right? So that gives me the out there. I don't have to be perfect. I can only aspire and work towards that line each and every day. I'm never going to set myself up for failure.
Right.
So these companies are setting themselves up for failure. And again, you brought up Chipotle, that great example. They set themselves up for failure. And when it happened, when people found out, I don't have to tell you how their stock prices dropped. They had to shut all the restaurants down for, was it months? While they fixed it all.
Yeah, man, it was not good.
Hadn't been the same since. And it was all they're doing because if they hadn't staked all their claim and all their identity on all the things they said, again, setting themselves up for failure, they wouldn't be where they were. There's no one else's fault except for their own.
And look, it's not just always in business. I've seen this happen, and you and I were talking about earlier. We've seen this happen with public universities. Trying to get the out-of-state money the whole time their mission statement is we're looking after the citizens of the state, but hammering the in-state students because they're going to pay less money. So we're not taking as many of them. We're going to take more out-of-state students and get more money, even though their mission statement is about the state.
Years ago, I got into a conversation with some leadership at university, and they were defending their right to go after the out-of-state students for monetary reasons. No one's blaming you for going to get that money. We all are trying to go get that money, right? No one's blaming you for that. So I sat there and I looked at him. I said, "Let me ask you a question. What is your mission? What is your mission statement? What does it say?" Now we know these things date back 100 years, but people, hey, look, man. You said this, and so over that 100-year period, at any moment, you could have adjusted it, you could have rewritten it, you could have had a campaign to change it. We'll keep up with the time. So when I look at your mission statement and it still says it's about the citizens of the state and educating the citizen, the commonwealth, whatever, you wrote that. It was written. You've made bold claims to that. Hey, don't be mad when people are mad when you don't do those things and you're chasing the almighty dollar. If you said in your mission statement, we're here to educate people, no mention of the state, no mention of the citizens of the state, no mention of the economy of the state, no mention of anything. You say, hey, we're a university, we're here to educate people, period. When you do just that, nobody's calling you on anything because you're not doing anything that you didn't say that you were going to do.
Right, and you're being who you said you were.
Amen, brother.
You're congruent. And this is all, listen, all human beings are very forgiving. What we don't forgive is when you lied to us, and this is what this is. Let's just call it what it is. When you say that you're going to cross every river and work around the clock and, help others, at the same time you're jacking the price up, which we call price gouging, because you're the only one. That's the only pen out there. You can't get another one. It's kind of like during Hurricane Katrina, people were selling batteries for $500 a whack, right? That's called price gouging. But at the same time, you're telling us, like, working around the clock. It's sacred for us to do what's right, especially when no one's looking. I mean, come on, man. I got to throw the yellow flag on that. Personal foul, unabated, right? 15 yards. Dutch, we're up on a break. I know this hour's flying by. We got one more segment, and this is a good discussion, though. I'm telling you, it's a good discussion, and hopefully that people, because guess what? Every organization is made up out. Every company is made up of who? people. And I hope you're listening to this, people, because every individual is a part of that organization. The organization that you're part of, go look at your mission statement tomorrow. Go look at your value statement tomorrow, and then see, are we being who we said we are? Listen to Get Warrior Tough Radio Show with Dutch and Andrew.